All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm back already. And I want to deal with a subject an article that was recently published where this 67-year-old lady was killed by a rescue dog that she rescued. And I do believe that she had this dog for a very short period of time. Maybe just a few days. I don't know. They don't point that out. At least I haven't seen it. But her plan was not to keep it. To get it in decent health, I guess. Get it something to eat. And to find someone else to take it. And this pit bull killed her. Now, this is a hot topic for me. Because I see these types of stories all the time on the dodo. They've invested in these types of stories. I will say primarily the bulk of their narrative over the course of everything that they upload. It heavily depends on stories of finding dogs somewhere. Preferably when they're emaciated, skinny, starving, so that they could take some before videos and photos and after photos and videos. And brag about how good of a person they are. Look at how high morals I have. Look at what I did. I took a starving pit bull and fed it, fattened it up. Now it's healthy enough to do what? Attack someone. What else is it going to do? And until it attacks someone, it will be leeching resources that it will not replenish. Leeching resources that it will not replenish. And it will contaminate vital necessities of life, like air and water. So they invest a lot of time and energy and money into stories like this, where they find stray dogs somewhere. Nasty, disease-ridden mutants that shouldn't even be touched. People shouldn't even get too close to them. You should not get too close to the ground that they're on. That literally. That's how toxic their urine and excrement is, and saliva. Their saliva will cause your limbs to turn black and fall off, like a piece of ash on a cigarette. Now, I complain a lot about how dangerous this is. I complain a lot about the dodo because they invest so much time and energy into this sickness. And that's why this story stood out to me. So, here is an article. I have not found an actual broadcast of the story. Grandmother mauled to death by pit bull she rescued after finding it living on the street. How about that? Exactly the type of story that I've been waiting for. Anybody hear about a story like this, oh, please let me know. I'm going to be all over it. I love these types of stories. These types of stories are necessary to wake people up. Now, the people who knew this lady called her an animal lover. As I pointed out, you can't be an animal lover and a pit bull lover. That does not work because pit bulls attack and kill animals. They kill more animals than any other animal kills animals. By far. It's not even close. Grandmother mauled to death by a pit bull she rescued as a starving stray from the street. And I'm always saying that you need to euthanize these emaciated mutts that are out here in the streets in these countries that are full of stray dogs. You don't waste resources to get them back into good health. You eradicate them. You exterminate them. What on earth is wrong with the governments of these countries? And basically all governments around the world, obviously, that's what I'm talking about. For a government to even tolerate these things, to make them legal to own, especially any breed you want, and to promote them as family members, encouraging people to treat them like human family members, preferably a 2-year-old family member. There's something seriously wrong with the governments of this world. What type of civilization is that? Very savage. See, it's easy to look at an emaciated mutt and feel sorry for it. You know, they really play on your emotions. It's easy to say, oh, I'll take care of it. Oh, let's get one. Let's do something good for the world. A lot of people think this way. They feel like it's a Good Samaritan type thing. Oh, let's do the right thing and get a dog and take care of it. All you're doing is keeping this thing in good health so that it can attack someone someday. And until it attacks someone, it is leaching resources and contaminating vital necessities of life. There's nothing beneficial about the existence of something like that. It's only beneficial when you eliminate the existence of something like that. And the reasons why they should be eliminated far outweigh and outnumber the reasons given of why they should be in society. So this was a dodo moment, right? This was a dodo moment. She saw a starving pit bull. The dodo, they focus on pit bulls, don't they? Yes, they do. This was almost directly inspired by the dodo. Wow, Anne Shields. This took place in the UK. Now they gave or shared the alleged name. I'm not going to share it. Dogs don't have names. They're not human, not even close. They're nowhere near as close to being human as the other natural animals of the world. Her daughter told the son she wanted to put the dog in a shelter, but was told they had no space. She was an, look, animal lover. There's no way you can be a lover of animals and love pit bulls, with how pit bulls hate and attack other animals. That just mathematically don't make sense. Couldn't bear the thought of throwing the dog back to the streets. Whatever. Decided to care for the stray until she could find a home for it. Neighbors alerted the police after hearing screams from the property. Uh-oh. And they arrived to find the lady with catastrophic head and arm injuries. And I'm pretty sure the dog was still in attack mode, which is why they had to shoot it. So it killed an adult and was still being aggressive and had to be shot. That's a trait typical of this breed. That behavior trait right there is typical with this breed. Quite often they attack, well, wouldn't be quite often, they're wired, bred to attack until the victim is dead, and then they will keep attacking. They will continue to attack. And they will attack anybody that gets close. That behavior is typical with this breed. Don't tell me these things are no different from any other breed. Now, all dogs can kill. And all dogs can exhibit this behavior. It's just far more prevalent and more likely with bully breeds. That's why you usually hear bully breeds in the news when it comes to attacks like this. Okay, so her neighbors heard her screams. And the officer came, shot it. She was rushed to the hospital. She died. Okay. Pit bulls are a banned breed in the UK, but they can be owned in Spain with a license, as they are potentially dangerous. Really? You don't say. Potentially dangerous. No, they're all dangerous, potentially. Why do they say that? As if some pit bulls don't have teeth. Now, a dog with no teeth, I can sort of understand you saying that it's not dangerous. So if you see a bunch of dogs, well, some of them, are potentially dangerous. But the ones that have teeth are dangerous, whether they use them or not. You understand that? Why? I'm tired of people talking as if a dog, the presence, especially a bully breed, that there's no potential for an attack. There's no circumstance where that dog does not present a potential for an attack. Oh my goodness. What is this? What is this? Now, what I want to focus on with this story is how much these dogs deserve to be hated. They are so deserving of being hated that it's impossible for me to articulate it. I can't. They are more deserving than I'm able to articulate. And I mean that. I am a human being. I am the highest expression of life that anyone is aware of. And when someone gives something to me, especially something that I need to stay alive, I am extremely thankful, extremely grateful. That's a human trait. Most people believe that animals can be thankful and grateful as well. Does this dog sound like it was thankful, grateful to you? They push dogs as worthy of love. And they push this idea that you should love dogs because dogs are so loving. Do you really consider that loving behavior? How can this thing possibly not be thankful that this one, is it not aware that it was starving? Shouldn't her presence signal savior almost in the mind of a dog? This is the woman who gave me food when I was starving to death, literally starving to death. And she kept giving me food. How is this thing not smart enough to be aware of that? Anything that's not aware of something that simple doesn't deserve love. Don't deserve nothing. Well, you can be so ungrateful. And this is the case with all of the dogs that have attacked people in that home. And that's the majority of dog attacks. If I were asked to explain a behavioral trait that would make an organism deserving of being hated, it would be that. A creature that doesn't even have an understanding of being thankful and grateful. And if you believe they do, then why does that switch shut off so often? And it shuts off every time they attack people in the home. And most attacks is by the family dog. We're dealing with humanity in the dog's heart, right? That's what y'all want to praise all the time. Its heart. It's so loving. We'd be better people if we were more like dogs, okay? Okay, so what do you say to that? Isn't that something that really deserves to be hated? Are you seriously? You're about to die. This dog was about to die. It was starving to death. This lady fed it, gave it water, shelter, kept feeding it. And it attacked her. It didn't just nip her. It mauled her, sunk its teeth in repeatedly, held and shook until she died. You telling me these things deserve something from us? If you're just capable of doing something like that, I hate you. And I don't want to be around you. If I just know your heart is like that, where you can just switch and kill me and won't think nothing of it. You won't even be hit with a feeling of guilt or remorse as you're attacking me, really? And I've saved your life? You know, a human, they can overreact, get angry, and hit someone who's taken care of them their whole life. But most likely with people, with humans, we'll get hit with a dose of reality. Our conscience will hit us. Like, oh, what am I doing? We'll catch ourselves. We overreact. These things never do that. It's always an attack until the death. And they're the only creatures like that. Can't even find other animals like that. And this thing deserves love? Really? Just make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. That's all anybody could ask. If you want to hit me with some propaganda, okay, just make it make sense. Make it believable. This is unbelievable. You always talking about how much dogs deserve to be loved, how they deserve all of this. I can't tell. Not with behavior like that. And here's the thing. It's in all dogs to do that. All of them. Your dog as well. That behavior displayed by that dog that killed that lady, that's associated with the dog's brain. Literally how its brain is structured, which is opposite of human beings' brain. Our largest lobe is the dog's smallest lobe. And they function like it. So even if your dog has not attacked you or anyone else, it doesn't matter. It has the ability, the capability. It has the mind to carry out something like that. And if it attacked you, I guarantee you, it would not feel any remorse about it, because they can't feel remorse. Creatures like that don't deserve to be treated like a human being, because they're not. That's a disgrace. That's an insult to human beings, especially when these things are out here producing stories like this, where they primarily attack your youth. What are we talking about? Why am I here lecturing you on something like this? Something that you should know by instinct. There's a problem. This was a recent unfortunate story that surfaced a few hours ago. Woman whose, I think her boys were killed in a dog attack. They were killed by stray dogs. And she said, my children were innocent. Why them? You know, the thing is, puppies are not innocent. They're born with natural instincts to hurt and harm. Human children are truly innocent. We're innocent. We don't even remember what we were like back then. Our memory only goes back so far. Our earliest years, we were just innocent souls. And these things prefer to attack those innocent souls. That speaks to a very evil, soulless, heartless inhumanity that, in my opinion, does not deserve respect, admiration in any way at all. Don't deserve nothing from me. Definitely nothing from me. Resources? No. Don't even deserve my attention. Unless I'm giving them my attention in support of government-sanctioned euthanizations, cullings, exterminations. I mean, it's very simple. These things are the vermin of the earth that shouldn't exist. Their presence alone signals disease, injuries, turmoil. Okay, and there's no upside. All these little tricks you get these things to do for food is worthless. And all the things that they do, the little service dogs, you can find something else. And something a whole lot better. A lot cleaner. And smell a lot better. And be more effective. Goofy mutants. You can easily find something that does not defecate and urinate everywhere. Something you don't have to take care of. This is in an advanced society. It's the technological age. Yeah. We prefer to get something that we don't have to change its diapers. You got to go pick. And if you need help, why should you be out here having to walk this thing twice a day, pick up its excrement, and do all these other things that dog owners are supposed to do? Service dogs don't even make sense. It just gives the person who needs help more responsibilities. Perfectly healthy people don't want to take care of these things. Service dogs make no sense, and they're only utilized by less than 1% of the population. I don't want to hear nothing about the benefits of service dogs. Dogs in general are worthless, and they are a detriment. They're problematic, and they should be gotten rid of. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how much you love dogs. It don't matter how much you love dogs or if you support dogs or anything. You know I'm telling the truth. You know that that's true. It's irrefutable. They're a total, complete waste of resources, waste of energy, emotion, parental guidance, parental energy. They destroy human relationships with their mere existence, especially when we channel energy and emotions to them that are supposed to go towards other people. It's a savage, extremely savage, shamefully savage lifestyle. I can't even explain how savage this is. And I refuse to be a part of it. I am so far above treating a dog like it's a human. Why aren't you? That's the troubling part. But these things are always ungrateful. Y'all remember that woman who was attacked by these shelter dogs? And this woman worked at the shelter. So, wait a minute. Here, let's listen to it.
Now, a deadly attack at a dog rescue in Oakland Park. 2 women were rushed to the hospital where sadly one of them has died. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live with what she's learned. Christina.
And throughout the last couple of hours, the people I have spoken with who know the owners of this dog rescue and the victims in this case say what happened this morning is absolutely devastating. The sorrow of this morning's incident felt in viewing this embrace, in this pained expression, and the moment people who dedicate...
Now, see here's the thing. Dogs can't feel that. All the pain, the remorse, the hurt, the feelings, the emotions. Dogs don't experience that. They don't experience this. That same dog that killed that lady, it does not feel any remorse whatsoever. It will look at these ladies crying and look away, look somewhere else. Won't think nothing of it. Why should I respect and especially love something that's that soulless and inhumane? We can use the word inhumane freely because that's literally what this is. Something that's not human, that displays behavior that's not human And you telling me that it's my job and responsibility to admire and love it like I would another human being. You can talk about how bad humans are all you want. We have the ability to feel, be thankful, be grateful, to feel remorse. So I don't have to look at them as the same as humans, because they don't even have the ability to feel. You see, this is dumb. And I should not be doing this. I should not be lecturing grown people on the difference between dogs and humans. What is this? Y'all remember this story, right? Y'all remember this story.
In this pained expression, and the moment people who dedicate their lives to helping nurture abused and abandoned dogs back to health learn of the tragic incident.
Stop with this abandoned, abused. They act like it's some type of cult out here that specializes in abusing dogs. No, there's not. Even the people who fight, who have dog fighting, what they're really doing is allowing the dogs to do what they are dying to do anyways. Generally, all you got to do is just leave the dogs alone and they'll fight. The dog fighting is really a good example of why they should be banned. Look at how they behave when you just bring them around each other and let them go. That's what they really wanted. That's what they were bred for. Oh, that's abuse. So they call anything abuse. They call anything abuse because they want them to be abused. So they can say, hey, they're abused. It's part of the propaganda campaign. But people are not really abusing these dogs. They're well fed. They're getting a lifetime of free food, water, and shelter. That's about the most pampered and privileged life you can get. That's a life that other animals don't get to enjoy. So what are we talking about? I don't want to hear this abused rhetoric.
And the moment people who dedicate their lives to helping nurture abused and abandoned dogs back to health learn of the tragic incident.
I'm really very, very upset about this.
Linda DeCurcio says she's a former volunteer at 100+ abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida, and described a shock that almost felt too intense to bear after learning from BSO that a dog at the nonprofit's Oakland Park facility bit 2 women this morning, hurting one, the other dying.
Now, these dogs see these women all day, every day. The dogs only know the women by way of those are the entities that give me food. And dogs are addicted, very addicted to food. More so than other animals. Their food drive is much higher than other animals because they're not true animals themselves. So they only know the women because the women give them food, and they attack them, of all people, of all creatures, of all entities. Really? Man's best friend, shouldn't they just not attack people at all at this point? Look how long they've been in our society, how long they've been called man's best friend. Shouldn't they attack humans less frequently than other animals of the earth? Then we could say, oh yeah, man's best friend. Look here, look at the stats. How can you deny it? But when your stats show the exact opposite of being a best friend, then you need a whole propaganda campaign, non-stop cartoons, commercials, a bumper sticker, goofy memes, goofy videos with goofy music in the background. You need all of that. You need every day, all day.
At the hospital.
The 2 adult females are workers, and one of them was working with the dog when apparently the dog suddenly snapped. The second adult female tried to aid, that first worker, and in the process, she herself got injured.
In August, Local 10 spoke with the rescue.
It is very frustrating going from one extreme to another, going from admiring people to being embarrassed by them. And I don't think there should be extremes like that. There's no reason to become this lowlife and savage. And I don't see, we all should see this. We should all be on the same page here. Okay? Don't you understand that there's room for evolution? That we can live a cleaner, more sanitized life with fewer diseases, infection. Do you know how much that could benefit us? We may very well extend the average human being's lifetime. I can almost guarantee our bodies are being punished just that much, just from how they're contaminating. Because you got to understand, these things are contaminating the atmosphere at an abnormal rate, just like they're doing everything else at an abnormal rate. Everything that they have a negative impact on, it's at a very high rate that you can't even compare with other animals. That's why they only say dogs. When they test, see how clean the air is, they only come back to dog this, dog that. See? You contaminate the air at your job with dog. Everything is dog because they're that nasty. They're abnormally contaminating.
Rescue Group's owner, Amy Roman, about her work rehabilitating Liam here, a malnourished pit bull found by a BSO deputy.
There he is.
See? Yeah. See, this is where stories like this get you. This woman who was just killed, she lived out one of these stories, but it had a different ending, right?
Caring for neglected dogs is her life's work. Today, we were there as Amy rushed to the scene.
Caring for neglected dogs. Do you know what you're really doing? You're nursing killers back to health. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is nursing killers back to health. They're nothing more than killers. And that's all we should deal with them as. We should only deal with them on the basis that they are killers. Guess what? That would save lives. A whole bunch of them. Not only lives, your well-being. Okay? And continuing to do what you're doing now will maintain these deaths and injuries. So what's smarter? What you're doing now? Okay? But I know you don't care about doing stupid stuff. I know you're nutters. You proudly just do and live dumb lifestyles. And that is troubling as well. That it doesn't even bother you.
Earlier, she told Local 10 the dog behind this morning's attack is a mixed breed named Gladys, rescued just a few weeks ago.
Sweet Gladys. She was a sweet dog. She was a big dog, but she was a sweetie.
See? She's still talking about the dog, still humanizing the dog, even after the attack. That's problematic. You should be taught against this type of mentality in the mainstream educational system. That there should be whole courses of why dogs should be rejected in all advanced societies, advanced civilizations. Don't talk to me about being an advanced civilization. You don't know what it is to truly be advanced. You got to do a lot more than create a fancy little toy or some little gadget that does something or other. You got to live like you truly an advanced organism. Do you understand that? This is not complicated. It's not complicated.
Take such great care of these dogs. They're wonderful with these dogs. And how something like this could happen, it's unbelievable.
Expressing absolute disbelief. Now, just a short time ago, 100 plus.
Stop that. It's disbelief. Stop it. This happens like twice a week. You talking? These stories are always popping up all over the place. This is what these things do. So this woman, this dog saw every day. She fed it multiple times a day. This thing knew that she did not mean it any harm. She took several photos, like selfies with these dogs. Multiple selfies she took with these things. The same selfies you see all over social media. The lady who was killed took a whole bunch of them with the mutts in these shelters. Killed her. And guess what? The other dogs that saw it, they didn't think nothing of it. Not one of those dogs felt sorry for her or angry with the dog that killed. And in fact, they would have helped if they had the opportunity. They would have joined in and killed and maybe fed on her. Every one of them. And the ones that didn't join in, they wouldn't care nothing about it. And this is fact. I'm not exaggerating. This is scientific fact. Something like that, I'm not obligated to respect, honor, and don't even talk about treating like a family member. For a group of people to truly feel like that's something, a smart thing to do, that means you're just truly savage. Truly savage and unevolved. You are expressing a lack of evolution in its purest form at that point. How is it that I've been talking to these nutters for years now, and it feels like I'm just getting started with a conversation? And you can't get through to them. That dog drug, and I believe it's partially because of the parasites that infest them.
Plus, abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida, posted to Facebook that their hearts are broken, they say, for their dear friend who lost her life today. They could go on to say the deepest condolences to her family and friends, that they are grieving.
Okay. We get stories like this all the time. Y'all remember not long ago, towards the end of last year, I shared this story. See if I can refresh it. Y'all remember this? This guy, owner badly bitten by rescue dog, wants a change in law. No, you can change in law. Stop going around dogs. You took yourself up to the shelter and you wanted a dog. It bit you. Don't talk about laws. Man, you need people to hold your hand through life. You don't want to get bit. Stop going around dogs. And you wanted to bring it home. Grown people shouldn't act like this. You shouldn't say things like this. Don't talk about no laws when your behavior got you attacked. You want people to just protect you from everything, huh? Even stuff that they're not able to protect you from. Just hold your hand through life, huh? And how is a law going to stop you from getting bitten? As long as you want to go to a shelter and adopt a pit bull, you can get bit. There ain't a law that anybody could possibly make that would keep you safe. This is what these nutters really need to understand here. Because they talk this narrative a lot. Oh, we just need stronger laws and a change in law. The only law that will work is a law that says they can't be within a certain miles of civilization. That's the law that will work. All that other nonsense, please stop it. Now, another rescue mutt. These things are not thankful that you feed them. Why aren't you disgusted by that? That's my question. You'd be disgusted if a human being was ungrateful after you saved their life, literally dumped resources down their throats, medical bills, free health care, free food, water, shelter, their whole life, and was still ungrateful, would eat you if it saw that you were dead, or while you're sleeping, would attack you at any moment, wouldn't care nothing about it. That's a problem. That you would be disgusted by a human like that, but you're not disgusted by these filthy, brainless, soulless mutants. And they are exactly like that. Exactly like that. Now, I think I saved this. This is about that same story. But I think in this, this is where she shared one of the selfies that she took with one of them. See? Help us find Albert a home. This is a shelter mutt. This is a shelter mutt. And she was taking selfies with grown dogs that they found on the street. Putting your face right next to a grown bully breed that you found off the street. Adult human beings should not be doing things like that. It is sad that y'all need somebody to tell you this. And most definitely a big, one of the reasons why you don't want to do things like this, you don't want the younger generation to see you doing it. Because we humans, we learn by example. So sad. How is this possible? Probably this is a mandatory emotion, being grateful and thankful. That is a big reason why people love pets. They think that the pet appreciates everything you do for them. Now, maybe cats appreciate everything. Dogs don't. Dogs don't experience, they don't. They will eat you. They will kill even pack members. They're not designed. What am I doing? You all know this. Now, this was published recently, the end of last month, February 27, 2023. Now, this is crazy. I'm not even too familiar with Ireland or Northern Ireland. But even if they just covered Ireland, almost 2,000 attacks on people and pets recorded in Northern Ireland in 18 months. Ireland, I don't think is all that big. How populated? Northern Ireland specifically. You look it up? Let's look it up. I want to see the population. 1.8, almost 1.9 million. That's about the population. That's not even the population in New York City. That's like the population of Cleveland. Isn't that right? When you include the suburbs, yeah, the city is about 367,000. Okay, so that's about the population of a large city. You include the suburbs of Cleveland, Columbus, Detroit, you'll get well over 1 million. So 2,000 in a large city in 18 months is a lot. That is a pandemic level. One large city, the population of one large city, 2,000 in 18 months. And they talk about dog attacks are rare. No, anything but. Anything but. And that's what this needs to be in the mainstream schools. I don't know, what are they teaching kids? Y'all not teaching them stuff like this. Teach them to stay away from dogs. What are y'all doing? You're bringing dogs into the schools. That's what you're doing. Goofballs. Bringing dogs into the schools. Hey kids, come pet the dogs. Wow. Wow. This is scary. Scary stuff, man. Wow. Now, what is this? Oh, a loose police dog attacked 3 people. Did y'all hear about this? I remember I saved this. This story surfaced, it's like March 7th. March 7th. A police dog, Jacksonville police dog, attacked 3 people. Caused severe. Let's listen. Let's check this out.
Yeah, Jeannie, JSO tells me the dog is recovering after receiving surgery for that stab wound. Now, I asked JSO about their training for their canine service dogs, and JSO tells me dogs are trained to react to their handler's command, but I also talked to an aggressive dog behavior expert who tells me it's unusual for trained dogs to attack unprovoked.
That is what I was about to say. Now, forgive me, I'm watching this for the first time along with you. I was just about to say that. Trained dogs, especially police dogs, not supposed to just randomly roam through neighborhoods attacking people. That's exactly what they're not supposed to do. Their training is supposed to prevent them from doing stuff like that, right? Now, I'm not a police officer. There are police officers who follow a channel. If you can correct me, please do so.
Jeannie, JSO tells me the dog is recovering after receiving surgery for that stab wound. Now, I asked JSO about their training for their canine service dogs, and JSO tells me dogs are trained to react to their handler's command, but I also talked to an aggressive dog behavior expert who tells me it's unusual for trained dogs to attack unprovoked. This is video of the neighborhood where that dog was found. Katie Sweeney lives nearby. She saw the emergency vehicles that Saturday.
I didn't expect it to be a dog attack, but it's not surprising because there's always dogs running around loose here.
Beware of dog signs could be found on many homes in the area. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office tells us the dog was at its handler's home when it got out of a kennel and dug underneath a fence. 3 people were bitten while trying to leash the dog, and one of those people stabbed the dog. JSO officials say dogs are trained to react to handler commands. Jim Crosby, a retired JSO lieutenant and current K9...
No. With this, they're trained to respond or react to their owner's command. You don't control a dog's brain. Why don't you just accept that? We can't control a dog's brain. Just because you get it to sit and roll over for a piece of meat from time to time, stop acting like you can control the thing's thoughts. It can do whatever it want to do. And if it ain't doing goofy stuff for food, for a treat, with you than it's looking at somebody and wanting to attack them. You can't control everything about a dog's brain. This is arrogance. That is so arrogant. Stop with that.
And Current's canine behavior and aggression expert believes it's unusual for a trained dog to bite unprovoked.
This may have been where the dog might have perceived these people, true or not, as a potential threat. Dogs don't just bite for...
Let's rewind that.
Where the dog...
Whoa.
JSO lieutenant and Current's canine behavior and aggression expert believes it's unusual for a trained dog to bite unprovoked.
This may have been where the dog might have perceived these people, true or not, as a potential threat.
True or not. Might have perceived these people, true or not, as a potential threat. In other words, those people may have done nothing at all provocative, meaning they did not approach the mutt, probably didn't even look at it. That's what he's talking about. Well, you know what? If that type of behavior displayed from a human is enough to be attacked, to make this thing want to attack them or perceive them as a threat, as you say, then that thing has no place in society. Nobody should have to tell you this. Nobody should have to tell you this. And here he goes with the nonsense, trying to take the blame off. You can always say that a dog could have perceived an attack victim as a threat. You can say that after every single attack, blindly, and it'll stick just as well as any other time. But we know that's not true. It couldn't possibly be true. And who cares what a dog perceives as a threat? You're talking about dog brains, right? What dog perception, right? We don't have to operate, and we don't operate by dog standards. We don't interpret a hug as a threat or a challenge, or they look at us, touch the top of our head. We don't turn around and attack people for doing stuff like that. Don't nobody care how a dog think. You understand that? What is wrong with these people, man?
Dogs don't just bite for no reason.
Yes, they do. Fool. Who is you talking to? What is this man? What is his name? See, once upon a time, there were people who would take that. They just take it. You can't say stuff like that now. You can't make statements like that now. You're going to be challenged. Yes, they do, dude. That's all they do. Can y'all believe? This is what I'm talking about. All the stories, the reports we've gone over, all the videos we've seen, and you're going to have an expert get up here in front of us and say something like that. This is why I call these people fake experts. Nobody gonna tell me this is a true expert when they're not even doing simple observation. Get out of here. You can't even use your eyeballs, dude. Get out the way. Mine work just fine. I see these butts attacking for no reason. What you talking about? They're running long distances to attack. Man, see, this is what I'm talking. If you don't get out my face, people like this is disrespectful. Now, either you being disrespectful, trying to run game on me, or you that stupid, you that dumb and brainless. You believe that rhetoric yourself. And you know what? That wouldn't surprise me if you were so dumb that you truly in your heart believe that. Help us. We need help if that's the case. If this your typical professional.
True or not, as a potential threat. Dogs don't just bite for no reason. they perceive something, and based on that perception, it makes sense for them to use their teeth.
So,
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what, dude? I'm gonna slap you because I perceive that you are a threat. So I feel like I need to use my hand. Slap you. If it's good for the dog, why not me? I should be more entitled to use that as an excuse, shouldn't I? I'm a human. So we're at the mercy of the dog's perception. And we can't control the dog. We can't even influence its perception. Its view of us won't even change if we give it free food, water, and shelter. Okay? This is not a discussion. These things should be banned.
so what should you do if you see a loose dog?
If it's a strange dog, it's best to let those of us, for instance, having run animal control and worked in it, or that are trainers.
This will be exactly the guy screaming at the top of his lungs, "Help! Help! Help!" People hear you from down 2-3 blocks away. He is exactly the dude who will be tripping and falling, can't get up, struggling to get up, getting bitten while he's trying to get help. And he's going to point to himself, let us, the professionals, let us take care of it now. Dude, stop it. Stop it. This is sad, man. This is sad.
To let those of us, for instance, having run animal control and worked in it, or that are trainers and so forth, let us deal with it.
We are asking JSO for more information regarding this dog's history, as well as the incident report from this incident. We are awaiting the...
Oh, Lord. What happened? What happened? Your training don't work. Feeding it don't work. Don't nothing work. These are just worthless mutants. Good for nothing. I don't like wasting my energy on something that is not even aware that I'm wasting energy on it. And I'm supposed to pretend like it's aware. Pretend that it knows that I love it. No, thank you. And be in fear of my life and well-being the whole time. No, thank you. I'm not even going to come inside of your house. This surfaced a few days ago. Woman scarred for life after attack, rescue dog ripped off her nose. Y'all remember I talked about this. This is the lady who recently had her nose ripped off. So, what happened? She was taking selfies with this stinking mutt. This dog knew that she was its provider of food. It knew that. Attacked her anyway. And guess what? After it attacked her, it didn't think nothing of it. Didn't think nothing at all. Because that's what dogs do. That's how dogs are. That dog messed her up bad too. This was the girl. Wait a minute. Is this the same? It's not the same girl. With have hair growing on her nose. She was messed up bad, man. Y'all really want to take the chance of this happening? Yep. Yes, you do. That is sad. This is not funny anymore. Looking at these nutters behave like this It's not even amusing anymore. Well, I could probably get a chuckle in here and there. But overall, this is sad. You know, to see this play out. And to see them not even, you know, take us seriously. You don't even hold it up to scrutiny yourself. I could see if y'all did that and it held up. You say, hey, okay. But no, they know better. They know it'll be over. Horrible, horrible. Shout out to everybody. There's been a lot of people in here. What's going on? It's Monday. Why are y'all this happy on a Monday? Week just getting started. It's already slow. It's moving too slow already. Not even 5:30 p.m. my time yet. This is horrible. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. Always fun chopping it up with you all. Y'all give me life. And I hope to see you back on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.